Hey guys, welcome to Breakdown. And today we're going to be reviewing a pay-per-view, an older pay-per-view. And this is what I intended Breakdown to be. It's where I talk about older pay-per-views, review them, and also talk about content on the network. And also kind of, just random opinions about certain wrestlers, past and present, and future that could be in the WWE, and also look at other promotions that are around that I'm able to watch and review. That's what my intention was for Breakdown. So here we go, the first ever time. And at the time of this recording, I kind of want to put this out there because, well, I don't know if anybody's going to watch on the Breakdown channel, but whatever. Is that this week's Raw it wasn't the greatest, it wasn't the worst, but I don't know if I'm really going to review it or not. I may review it, but it's going to be like extremely late if I do review it. So um, I mean, it's like Friday now, and I have not put anything up about it. So I just don't feel like doing like separate Raw reviews. So like I'll do the pay-per-views and the Raws after probably, but that's about it. And lately it's been sucking about. But anyway, let's talk about the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble 2009. So Royal Rumble 2009 was an interesting pay-per-view, and I honestly thought it was going to be garbage by the time I got to the Royal Rumble, and the beginning of the Rumble happened. But it actually wasn't too bad of a Rumble, and I'd never seen it before. I don't believe I watched it. I may have started to watch it, and then I just skipped to the Rumble, but I don't remember watching this Rumble at all, really. Um, so it starts out with Jack Swagger defending the ECW Championship against Matt Hardy. It was a nice little match. It wasn't the greatest match ever, but this match kind of shows what Jack Swagger had, and I don't understand what. In my opinion, it's probably something backstage that no one really sees. And I mean, it all stems. I mean, what happened last time they tried to push him just recently is that he got caught with a wellness violation. So I have a feeling it has something to do with that, or maybe they even knew, like they didn't have to test him back then. Uh, but defending the championship against Matt Hardy, he won. Hardy felt devastated after the match. We'll get to that later on with something else. Then the women's championship was defended as Beth Phoenix defended her title against Melina, and Melina walked out the women's champion. Now, this match was pretty like standard women's diva match back in the day, but for it being a divas match for 2009, I thought it was a pretty good divas match. It wasn't that bad at all. Um, Phoenix seemed like she did a lot of the work, which she was a good wrestler. She still is a good wrestler. I'm pretty sure she's probably wrestling on an independent somewhere. Um, I'm not sure where she's at. I didn't really look it up. Well, I mean, I could look it up right here and see where it comes up on her. But yeah, the match wasn't too bad. And okay, I'm trying to figure out where she is now. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I'm looking. uh, what's going on? Okay, I'm looking. I don't see anything. She's still with the company? I'm confused. I'm so confused. Uh, oh, wow. Okay. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Uh, oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I don't exactly know what happened with her and what she's doing currently because it's not really saying much. But from what I gathered, I didn't know this. She was married. She's married to Edge. Beth Phoenix is. I didn't know that. That's weird. They just had a baby, I think, a couple years ago. So, a daughter a couple years ago. I didn't really know that. I guess I missed the boat on that one. But yeah, so maybe she just retired and Edge is retired. Edge is doing some acting, I know now, and has a WWE Network thing. I can see Beth Phoenix coming back as a manager or something. That'd be kind of cool nowadays. Anyway, yeah, that match is pretty good. Melina got her third, I think, title as whatever. And as I was reading what was happening to her, she wins another women's championship before she leaves the company. And then we get to the next match. So John Cena versus JBL. This was a weird match because I didn't know the storyline, and I don't think it really matters. I don't think there was a pay-per-view before this, really, that the storyline. This is built up to this pay-per-view. And probably going into WrestleMania. But I know Michaels doesn't face JBL at WrestleMania. I know it's him versus Undertaker for the first time at WrestleMania 25. But JBL takes on John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Shawn Michaels is in JBL's corner, which is interesting. So this match is really, really good. And I don't think I could say that much for JBL's matches. I think Shawn Michaels kind of made JBL look like $1 million here. He helped him in the match in the match a couple times, just by staring. Like he didn't really do much, except for the end, and then he still didn't help him because John Cena still walked out the World Heavyweight Championship. That's where I thought it was kind of stupid. Like it did make sense, but it didn't make sense. Like I can already understand why at this time people probably were screaming like, why did they do this ending and then John Cena wins? It didn't make no sense. I could just see the reviewers back in 2009 saying something about this, and I feel like I'm convulsing on camera, but I got like gas in my mouth or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but JBL had Shawn Michaels there, and basically the storyline was I think the storyline was something like he was a servant. He hired him. He was paying him money to help his family, help pay for his family and bills and stuff like that. And he was supposed to help him win the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble. And Shawn kept having these, inner, demons from, helping JBL, kind of fighting back with him. They shouldn't be helping JBL do this. So you would see the struggle in both. And you see in the video package, they did a very good, back in the day, and this is the thing, like, we hardly ever see these video packages, but when we do see these video packages, whoever is in charge of doing the video packages is amazing. Like, to this day, they still do these video packages that blow your mind. Even if you don't like the guys in the storylines, they still do a really good job at the video packages, the video montages and stuff like that. They're still, like, I've never seen anything like that, like in a TV show or anything, with like great background music sometimes and not even no words. It's like barely like audio clips. It's really good. And they did a good job telling the story before the match happened. But at the end of the match, the referee gets knocked out. JBL and John Cena basically get knocked out too. They're kind of staggering around the ring, and Shawn Michaels takes forever, and he's kind of like looking around. He's like, "Oh, I got to get in the ring." But he's like doing it like slowly and methodically, like he notices the ref is down, so it's his time to do what he has to do. And he gets in the ring and he sets up a super kick. And first he hits JBL with it, and Cena's like, "Oh, you just turned on him, blah, oh no!" And then all of a sudden he gets hit with the super kick. But Michaels doesn't put JBL on top of Cena. Or wait, he does. He does put JBL on top of Cena. And then he walks out of the ring. So he's like, I did my job. And he walked out of the ring. I don't know what happened post this, but I'm assuming that JBL was all ticked off and stuff and probably had a match on Raw. Or Michaels said, hey, it's not my problem. I super kicked him. You were on top of him, and you couldn't pin him. I'm assuming that something like that happened. But whatever. John Cena walks out the world champion. He kicks out and then hits him with the, I believe he hit him with the FU or something. And then, or the attitude adjustment. And pinned him. So there you go. The last match before the Royal Rumble was Jeff Hardy defending the WWE Championship against Edge, with Chavo Guerrero in his corner. And during the match, Vicky Guerrero would come out there at another point. She was the SmackDown GM manager at the time. The match is okay. It wasn't the greatest match. Um, I mean, it just wasn't that great at all. It was pretty bad. And I'm thinking there's like another match that they didn't say on here. I thought there's another one. I don't know. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, I don't. This match was okay. Like, it wasn't the greatest match. Like, I've seen better matches between these two guys, especially in tag teams and stuff like that. But yeah, this didn't do much for me. Um, so they're battling and battling and battling and battling, and it starts to be a battle of chairs. And the whole thing, there was a storyline going on in this pay per view about Jeff Hardy and somebody, and I remember this because I actually seen the SmackDown with the fallout from this pay per view actually. Um, but I didn't see the Raw. I think I just picked up the SmackDown for some reason. I don't remember the Raw. I may have seen the Raw, but I don't remember. I think this is when I may have came back to wrestling for a little bit when I started watching because this seems pretty familiar to me. This may have been when I first this last time. I mean, I've been watching wrestling for a while now, for the past like 6-7 years. But like before that, around this time, I think like from 2004 to 9, I didn't really watch for a while because I just didn't have cable and I didn't feel the need, and I would just read the results. And then after a certain amount of time, I just stopped reading the results and I just kind of numbed myself in the business, and I would, follow who the world champion was. But that was about it. But there was a storyline about Jeff Hardy getting attacked and who was doing this, and somebody crashed his car and ran him off the road. And what was the other one? Oh, somebody pushed him down the stairs or something like that. Fireworks, I guess, went off. You knew that had to be fake, but anyway. That was a dumb one. Why couldn't they just had somebody like Mystery attack him in the back like 3 or 4 times instead of doing that crap? Or almost injuring him. I made him go to the hospital or something. That would have been better. But yeah. And he blamed it on Edge. He kept on blaming it on Edge, and that's what led to this match. But they're doing all this fighting with chairs, and Edge goes to get 2 chairs. Hardy fights back. He's standing up he grabs the chair. And then Matt Hardy comes out. So all this time before, I don't think Matt Hardy. He was a heel, I think, a while back, but I think he turned babyface when he went to ECW. And I think before, when Jeff left, I think he was still there, and I think he turned heel at that point too, or maybe he was still heel. I don't know. He has stayed heel from this point on. But Matt Hardy turns on Jeff at this point in the match, and he's grabbing the chair and acting like he's going to hit Edge, and then Matt Hardy does this thing. He sets the chair down or something on Edge to do the concerto, and Hardy hits him with the chair shot. Matt Hardy hits Jeff Hardy with the chair shot. And it was a sick one. It was a very, very sick chair shot. It was one of those where it's like, whoa, okay. Yeah, so, okay match, shocking ending. Edge was even shocked. Edge did a good job selling that he was shocked as well, that he had no plans. He did not know what was going on. And there you go. Jeff Hardy loses the championship, and the following week on SmackDown, Jeff Hardy confronts Matt Hardy. I think they had like a knock, like they're end up fighting and brawling and stuff on SmackDown, if I remember right. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I did see it, and I know they have a confrontation about it on the SmackDown following. Then the Royal Rumble. So at the beginning of the pay-per-view, they did this montage. Like I said, they're awesome at that. And I've never seen this on Raw. I've never seen this. I don't remember it. I remember people kind of mentioning it, like in passing, that, hey, remember when Randy Orton took on Vince, or was feuding with Vince McMahon? And I don't think really much came of it. I don't know why. But they did have a feud somewhat. I don't think they wrestled. They might have. I don't know. I don't think so, though. Because McMahon was already too old to do anything like that. But he basically punted McMahon, and I was like, really? Wow. So yeah, that happened on the Raw before this pay-per-view. So Nobody knew what was going to happen to Randy Orton. So then Randy Orton ends up winning the Royal Rumble with surprises by RVD and Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the Rumble. This is what I thought. So at the beginning of this review, I told you that I thought this pay-per-view was trash up until the middle of the Royal Rumble because they had all the garbage wrestlers come out at the beginning of the Royal Rumble, which is really kind of odd because usually they split them up pretty well. But I mean, they had like Great Khali come out. And at the time, John Morrison wasn't nobody. So you had him come out that wasn't established. You had Rey Mysterio come out, which I know Rey Mysterio is not trash, but at this point, he was kind of had done everything. Why was he still in the company? I think they should have let him go and had him come back. Around like current times, and I think he would have been a lot better. Like if he would have came back a couple of years ago, right around when Punk left, he would have came back. I think it would have been better if they would have gave him as soon as he lost that world championship, said, okay, well, you did about everything. Why don't you just take some time off TV, give people a break from you, and then come back, and maybe we'll put you in a tag team after you have a little short singles run. The tag team seems booming right now. Why not put him in a tag team? Give him the tag team straps to somebody, and then continue to do that off and on until he is done with the WWE. Because he could do that, have a feud with somebody, get another tag team, have a feud with them. I mean, whatever. WWE is going to be do stupid crap like that anyways. So might as well do it with somebody that people are, and you're going to sell merch from. So whatever. Anyway, the Royal Rumble wasn't too bad. All in all, the Rumble had some good people in it, had some good moments in it. Taker was in it, so it's always a plus when the Undertaker shows up for a Rumble. But I thought it was really funny in that it shows how the Undertaker and his gimmick will stand the test of time because everybody, when he came out, his music hit, everybody went to one side of the ring. And that shows about a gimmick that he has that can work for years and years and years. If everybody in that ring wants to sell a gimmick, that's what you do. You all respond. When that music hits in the Royal Rumble, everybody stops and goes to one side of the ring. That's how you sell a gimmick that you are dangerous and nobody wants to be around you. You're trying to win the Royal Rumble. You don't want to be around this guy. And as soon as he enters the ring, everybody's on the opposite side of the ring. Kind of interesting. But you see a lot of people in this battle royal that kind of was interesting. You see the Legacy was in there. Legacy did a lot in this Rumble to help Randy Orton win it, and I think it was pretty cool. And I'm trying to remember if I watched WrestleMania 25 or not. I think I did. And if I start to watch it and I know I've seen it, I probably can just go back and do what I'm doing now, which I just, instead of writing the matches down, I was like, I can just go to Wikipedia and look up the matches that happened because there you go. The matches are on there. Or go somewhere online to see the results of the matches and tell you guys what happened. So, whatever. But that's it. That's really all. If I was going to rate this pay-per-view on a letter grade and a rating 1 to 10, I would probably give this pay-per-view probably a 6.5. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't average. It was a little bit more than average. And I would probably give it a C as a pay-per-view. It was just basically average pay-per-view. It wasn't the greatest. It had some cool moments, but it's basically just a forgettable pay-per-view. The Rumble wasn't even that great. The only thing you're going to remember, not even the Rumble. The Rumble's not even really memorable. The only thing you're going to remember is Matt Hardy turns on Jeff Hardy, and Shawn Michaels super kicked both John Cena and JBL, and JBL still couldn't get the job done. That's the only thing that you're going to come out of this pay-per-view knowing. You're not going to remember that Edge won the World Championship, and that's it. You're not going to remember Melina winning the Women's Championship either. This is not memorable to fans that will watch the product for years to come. The only thing that you're going to remember is that Randy Orton, you might remember that Randy Orton did the whole punt thing and then he won the Rumble, but you might remember that. But you're also going to remember this is the night that Shawn Michaels was in JBL's corner, and JBL still couldn't get the job done. And you're also going to remember that Matt Hardy turned on Jeff Hardy at this pay-per-view. So if you remember things like this. But honestly, for me, I wouldn't remember anything. I probably would have trouble. I mean, I try to remember the Royal Rumble winners, but I would probably have trouble remembering Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble. Because once it gets to 2000s, they all kind of mush together because they're like top guy here wins the Rumble, top guy here, and it's like do something fresh, give somebody a chance, That's what the Royal Rumble should be about. Kind of like Money in the Bank. Like it shouldn't be like why would the top guy always win the Rumble? Rumble is something different. It should be somebody that's decent, but not somebody like don't have like Santino Marella winning or something like that. But like have people like maybe Dolph Ziggler or something like that, and they don't have to win the championship. It's like I would be okay with that. I know people would think, oh, it might devalue the Royal Rumble, but I don't think it would. I don't think it would at all. That's a whole other story for another day. This pay-per-view was pretty good. Like I said, 6.5 or a C if you're grading on it, whatever. Kind of more than average. Maybe a C plus. But I don't know if I go that far. It's just not a C minus. It's not a C plus. It's just a C. It's right in the middle. It's like how you got graded at school. A C was better than a C minus. Wish you would have had a C plus, but it was just average. There was nothing really memorable about it. Hope you like this review. Tell me down below if you've seen the Royal Rumble 2009. What's your favorite match or moment, and your favorite moment in the Royal Rumble? Like I said, there's some good moments here, but mainly forgettable. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and keep rocking.